Batch of articles. For the next batch of articles, that just kind of killed my mood, man. I'm already kind of tired. Like the year of kindness. It is, yeah, the year of the horse or some shit. I may have found the best game to come out in 2026. It's called Become, coming out later this year.
It all starts here. One among millions.
Y'all know where this is? Is this giving anybody PTSD? You having flashbacks? You're in your dad's ball sack.
Tiny.
Determined.
And ridiculously optimistic.
Determined.
They dream of purpose. But it will not be easy.
This is a big journey. Already wish listed. This sucks. Hold on. So it's an RPG. So you can boost your speed, your protein. So they have different attacks, I guess. So like, I don't know. And you can increase your survivability. You can be a shark sperm. Holy shit.
Where millions perish, you become.
Somebody said this should be a roguelike. This actually makes sense to be a roguelike. For like the boss fights in this game, you gotta be able to figure out through context clues whether or not you're inseminating your partner or if they're just, you know, home alone. Because if you guess wrong and you choose to win the race at the wrong time, you're gonna end up on the sock. And then you have to start over. You said, are you getting this day one? You niggas know I don't play streamer games. I just thought this shit was fucking funny to share. Because jokes aside, I'm not buying this shit. Jokes aside, what I do predict is a lot of large streamers will play this game and they will pretend like this is the greatest game ever and they will fool you niggas into buying this shit. I predict this will be a big ass game. Oh, look, guys, I'm doing it. Look, I'm a little seaman, short and stout. Here is my little whisker, and here's your mom's mouth. Like, what the fuck, bro? I don't know what that was. I predict this will be a big streamer game, and they'll pretend like it's the great. It'll act like it's saved games, and then a week later, nobody will be talking about this shit, and then I'll be making fun of everybody who bought this shit because I'll be like, I told you, just like all them other goofy ass party streamer games where niggas swear gaming is dead. All these great games are coming out, they ignore the culture, and then they play stupid shit like this. Now, it could be a good game, but I'm not gonna hold my breath. I'm not gonna fucking hold my breath. Shout out to CG Pro with the $2 super chat. And yes, it is a Gooner game. This is assuming they get the ad revenue for this. Did you see how Subway is making a subscription service and you get unlimited footlongs? Is that real? Let's see. Subway subscription. Let's see. Subway is launching a subscription service for $45 a month that includes unlimited footlongs. I feel like if you subscribe to this, just based like the moment you hand like your debit or your credit card to Subway's employees, off rip, you just gotta say pause, nigga. This is crazy. First of all, who likes Subway enough to eat unlimited sandwiches? Not with that yoga mat bread and those stale ass meats and vegetables and shit with flies all over it. But like saying that, yeah, I got unlimited 12 inches in my mouth, that's crazy, chat. If you subscribe to this shit, you know, more power to you. You allowed to, but you had to say pause. You had to say pause after you say that shit. Yeah, unlimited Jimmy Johns is fucking crazy, man. Picture explaining this is why you got this Subway subscription. The fact that they have to put a picture up is fucking funny, bro. Niggas read the pictures. Oh, okay, this what a foot long look like, bro. Yoga mat bread is mad accurate. Oh, I wasn't joking. Like they got sued because they found the same substance that's found in yoga mats to give it that squishiness. It was found in their bread. Now, does it still have it in there? I don't know. But this was like years back. They got sued for this shit. That's why I call it yoga mat bread. If you putting that shit in your mouth, you're crazy. Shit will fucking implode in your throat or some shit. Horrible attitude from workers putting bad energy in your food. It's crazy, man. This shit is crazy. In other news, we have an update explaining why Highguard failed even more. This is like the third one that we have. And let's check out the latest update. Highguard's lead character concept artist, Christina Ferreres, revealed she was the only character concept artist and had to lead the microtransaction team at the same time. She only had 2 to 3 weeks to design a character and the lead microtransaction, and she had to figure out the business model within weeks. And so she posted this, I'm presuming. Being the only character concept for the project and managing microtransactions was a huge challenge for me. Most of these characters were designed from beginning to end in just 2 to 3 weeks max, which makes sense why some of them look so generic. They look so... 1 week for the exploration and reference gathering, the second week for concept and refinement, and another extra in case there's props and an attitude sheets to do. Within these weeks, I had to take the time for the character to lead the microtransaction team, so in reality, time was spread thin. Luckily, there was a clear vision for Onyx from the beginning. Oh, so she was sharing information about the character that leaked the other day, and how like the process works. So without a doubt, this is 100% a indie published game. It was an indie developed, indie published game where people were wearing multiple hats. And it's unfortunate that they only gave her 2 to 3 weeks to design the characters and they were like, fuck it, let's do it. It makes sense why the game turned out the way that it did, because I said even like one of the issues I had with the game was like the UI looked way too much like Apex. You can tell that they didn't think about that much. And like I remember being at the event, playing it early and saying to some of the other content creators, because I was looking at a monitor from the distance. I remember saying, I was like, yo, if I didn't know this was Highguard and I saw that monitor from a distance like right now, I was like, I would think you were playing Apex. So I do think one of the biggest issues this game faced was the art direction. It wasn't the best pick. And it makes sense why it didn't come out that well, because they only had one person really working on it, stressing her the hell out, which is unfortunate. The reason Guilty Gear is trending on Twitter is because I bought the game. I guess. Super random, but I played the Pragmata demo and I'm excited for April. Sure. What's going on, chat? What's going on today, man? Sure, let's go with that story. That's your story, sticking to it. All right. I remember you talking about Highguard a few months ago, and it's funny that it kind of flopped. Yeah, it was revealed at the Game Awards. I remember that was my first impression of it. I was like, yeah, it looks generic. There's a big artist on YouTube named Lucid Pixel that goes in depth on how big and small studios put concept art on heavy time crunch. And you know, before I move on, what she's saying is true. It kind of makes sense why the bigger publishers and studios like EA and Activision are so adamant about AI. They're trying to not only cut corners, but they're trying to speed up the process it takes from designing a character to just getting the game to actually work. They're trying to speed up these prices because I'd imagine it's expensive hiring multiple artists. It is what it is. It is what it is. Am I getting the Thor? I was looking at it. I was kind of considering it, but it's kind of pricey at $250. Maybe because I had it. Did you see that saved on my thing? You looking at my fucking tabs? I had that saved right here. I was looking at it, but like $250 to $450 is too rich for my blood. It's a nice looking emulator. I saw Mighty Keith got it, and I've been seeing videos. People, it looks really nice. I think it can go all the way up to PS3. You can play everything up to PS3, and you get the dual touch screen, so it's just like a 3DS or whatever. It looks nice, but it's a little too pricey. Maybe if I caught it on sale, because I don't know how often I would use the thing. It's good. You got one? Yeah, I've been seeing TikToks about it. People been saying that joint is like the best emulation device. Can you drop the link for that? Yeah, I got you, dog. Yeah, I'm looking at it. I'm doing my research. Here, I'm dropping the link in both chats. That's an incredibly short time frame for character development pipeline. Yeah, that makes sense why the characters lacked any type of swag. You can't just birth that shit overnight, despite what the Become game said. Need some time to flesh it out, right? It can play Switch too. Tight shit. Yeah, drip takes time, so you know, there's some insight on the development and why it probably flopped. They probably should have launched with this character. This one looks cooler than some of the shit that they've shown. 450 is a lot for the best version of the Thor. That's a fire name, by the way, the Thor. We finally got news on what that CyberConnect tease was last week. They have announced a new dot hack game called Dot Hack Zero. A new action RPG, which, by the way, it was a popular anime in the early 2000s when I was a kid. I remember they had a game on PS2. I wanted it so bad, but I couldn't afford it. I think it was an MMO. A new action RPG in the Dot Hack series for home consoles. 10 years in the making. 10 years. Self-planned, developed, and published with the permission from intellectual property holder Bandai Namco. Specific platforms and a release date were not announced. The Dot Hack series has always been developed by CyberConnect 2 and published by Bandai Namco. Bandai Namco Entertainment has given CyberConnect permission to manage the entire project from planning to development to release. It will be a title that is fully self-published by CyberConnect 2. Oh, so Bandai Namco owns the IP, but Bandai Namco gave permission to CyberConnect to publish it by themselves and develop it. I would imagine Bandai Namco is probably getting a cut of the check. World-renowned violinist Taro Hikasi has penned the music, kickstarting the project to the dexterous tune of this violin. The Dot Hack Zero will be a novel RPG experience that blends series trademark. I hope when they say novel, they mean like a unique, not like a storytelling novel. Trademark duality of the fantasy game world and the reality of the real world with the modern expectations infused with 100% pure CyberConnect spirit. This game will be enjoyed for both veteran fans and new players alike. Please look forward to it. Do they got any gameplay? There's no trailer? I thought it was a trailer. I love Dot Hack, but I never went. I wanted to experience that game. Yeah, I was too young. I couldn't afford it. I thought there was a trailer. Oh, there is. I thought I was... Shout out to CyberConnect finally not making a goddamn arena brawler. No gameplay, and they didn't even really talk about the gameplay, I don't think either. Yeah, just the producers and stuff. The iPhone 18 base should be able to play GTA 6 and Space Marine 2 with smoother whatever cell phone graphics are supposed to be. Yeah, what are you talking about, dude? You okay? What's going on with the YouTube chat, man? Y'all little tonight. We haven't even seen GTA 6 gameplay. This nigga talking about an iPhone 18 GTA 6 port. What are y'all talking about? I don't think your voice ducking is on. Let me check. Damn, nobody told me. It is not. I turned it off for the podcast. Good look. I turned it back on. I believe the original games on PS2 were action MMOs. I don't remember. I gotta see some gameplay before I get excited. I liked the show when I was a kid. I think it came on Toonami or something like that. But until I see some gameplay, I'm not gonna get excited because We're talking about past CyberConnect. I didn't even know they made the dot hack games for the PS2. We're talking about modern day CyberConnect, and modern day CyberConnect 2 is the devil.
Lock them up.
Oh man.
Lock them up.
So I always try to tell people always say, oh, let's bring back NBA Street. And I'm like, I'm not saying I don't want it, but, EA of today is not EA of yesterday, guys. It could go either way. And then your memories of the game will be ruined by the modern day bullshit. We'll see how this plays out. To be determined. Gotta see some gameplay. The director of Final Fantasy said, shout out to Black Guy Guru. The third installment of Final Fantasy VII Remake is already in a playable state. The release of the latest entry in the Final Fantasy VII Remake trilogy is nigh, as the director has confirmed the game is in a playable state. Square Enix fans who tuned in February 2026 for the Sony State of the Play were left disappointed, especially after many had been expecting to see the next Final Fantasy VII Remake. The developers have been vocal about how well the game's development is progressing, hinting that it's getting ready for release. In an interview with Automaton, the director discussed the production of the still unnamed final entry in the Final Fantasy VII Remake trilogy. The game is now playable, though it is still being refined and requires a little bit more work before it's ready. Hamaguchi believes it's soon time to reveal more about the game, so I'm pretty sure we'll get a reveal by the end of the game. The positive news about the next Final Fantasy VII Remake raises questions about when the game will be officially revealed and when it's coming out. In terms of announcement, it'll probably be shown at the Summer Games Fest 2026, unless Square Enix decides to host a dedicated event. It's unlikely to appear at the Sony State of the Play of the Nintendo or Direct, considering the game is confirmed to be multi-platform. The developers have been vocal about how well the game's development has been progressing. Shout out to Overkill with the sub, appreciate it. I'm gonna be honest, chat.
Man, I'm gonna play this off stream, man. We're gonna finish this mission up off stream.
I loved part 1, the remake. But part 2, I was just like, all right, man, y'all niggas dragging it, bro. I think this should have been a 2-part series. And now we're on part 3. I don't care. Like, I watched a summary on YouTube, man. Yeah, too many mini games. Like, they're dragged. This is an example of corporate greed. This game did not need 3 entries. Because that second game, I don't care what nobody says, that shit was padded to hell and back. One of the reasons why I really liked the first one is it had just enough meat on the bones and just enough exploration, but it still felt like it was pretty linear for the most part. That second game was dragging for me. That's why I didn't finish that shit. And I'm like, I'm good off that. I don't think I'm going to play the third one. One for each disc? Fuck no. Discs are bigger than ever. Matter of fact, half these games ain't even being printed on disc. You don't even need a disc. You just download it. As a Final Fantasy VII fan, I hard disagree. I guess. I mean, they didn't. I think what would get me interested in the third one is if they do something enough with the gameplay. All they did for the second game is they added mini games and made it open world. And the open world added Final Fantasy VII Rebirth's open world is one of the worst modern open worlds in recent memory.
Man,
Chad.
I'm gonna play this off stream, man.
It added nothing to the game. Nothing.
I'm gonna finish this mission up
Nothing.
off stream.
You're just wandering around. It wasn't interesting to explore. And then the combat, they didn't do enough with it. So this is the point I'm trying to make. It's not that the story isn't good. They're just not doing enough with the gameplay to justify 3 games. You got a Subway ad. What the fuck? Yeah, I'm gonna disagree too. Hey, y'all enjoy it then. Y'all enjoy it. More power to you. Yeah, that Ubisoft open world shit. I'm good off that, man. Nah, TBH, you forgetting Dragon's Dogma 2 exists. Oh yeah, it's up there too. Yeah, I'm disagreeing with this take too, but this is an opinion. Hey, no, y'all allowed to like it. The sheer amount of mini games required to go through the story almost made me flush. That's why I stopped playing this shit, bro. Some people like the padded open world take. Yes, it's not for me, man. I feel like I'm interested in Crimson Desert because you can do so many wacky and kooky things in it. I just don't feel like the gameplay evolved enough for me. So I gotta see some evolution on them gameplay designs before I get excited about that shit. Have you played Skate 3 for the PlayStation 3 or the Xbox 360? How would you rate it? What does that have to do with anything, bro? Let's talk about Skate 3. Let's talk about Skate that came out last year. Y'all remember Skate last year? Let's talk about that. $55 billion company released a free-to-play game. Now niggas want to talk about Skate 3 on the PS3. No. Let's stay in today. What's going on with the skate community, man? Niggas swear I was hating about that shit. What's going on with the skate? Y'all still playing that? Y'all still buying the microtransactions? You said please delete the YouTube chat. When's it gonna be finished? When's it gonna be finished? Are they gonna finish it anytime soon? They gonna add some type of story in there or something? Rebirth was a cash grab for sure. It felt like a cash grab to me. I think it would have been better off if they just did 2 games. Whatever they got cooking for the 3rd game, just combine it with fucking Rebirth. Like, I'm good off this, man. What else news I got for y'all? Oh, Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight on PC. They announced that we have revised our recommended hardware specs from 32 gigabytes of RAM down to 16 gigabytes. And ladies and gentlemen, yeah, it's on the Steam official page. Ladies and gentlemen, this is good news. Let me tell you why. The whole RAM shortage as a whole is a bad thing, but the one good thing to come out of it is now that we know there's a RAM shortage, the developers are going to have to optimize their games. Everybody can't upgrade every year, every other year. PS4 niggas is still scraping together pennies out their mama couch to get that PS5. So because tech is not evolving, they are going to have to do more with less. So this is a good thing. I don't even know why the fuck you needed 32 gigabytes for a Lego Batman game anyway. What the fuck was they doing with that game? A win is a win. A win. So we'll take this one win. The Ramageddon is still bad as a whole, but we'll take this win, man. You guys do know games with 3 discs due to limitations, right? Yeah, because I've seen some people say in the chat that like there should be a part for Final Fantasy 7 per disc. The only reason that game was 3-4 discs is because the disc held like 200 megabytes. If Final Fantasy 7, the original version, came out today, it would be on 1 Blu-ray. The game wasn't that damn big. That's why I said they're dragging the shit. The games were not that big. Yeah, it was the cutscenes. It was eating up all the data. Them games were not that big. So no, we do not need 3 versions of the goddamn game. 2 would have been fine. Part 1, part 2. Right, people were being mad disingenuous. I'm not gonna go as far as to say people are being disingenuous. They might have been too young and they don't know that. A lot of people are not tech savvy, so they probably thought that they were really big games when nah. Yeah, it was the cutscenes that was eating up a lot of the disk space. So they might have not known that, to be fair to them. In other news, though, I'm glad you brought that up. Legend of Dragoon was 4 discs. I remember that blew my mind. Shit was annoying, bruh. That shit was... Now, if you know better, then you are being disingenuous. But I'm gonna give people the benefit of the doubt because I know most people are not tech savvy. Unreal Tournament 2004 is now available for free thanks to the fan community, and they even updated the game for modern PCs. It's the first public patch for Unreal Tournament 2004 in over 20 years. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. A classic shooter is back, one of my favorite shooters. Epic Games may have since left the BSP card valleys of Unreal in favor of the cartoonish hills of Fortnite, but at least it hasn't locked the series that put the company on the map deep in a digital vault somewhere. In the last few years, it has given permission to the Internet Archive to assume hosting duties for its older shooters, which is why you can download both Unreal Gold and the original Unreal Tournament from the archive.org. Shout out to Epic Games for, game preservation. They said, we don't make money off this shit anymore. You guys can have it. It is what it is. Shout out to them. Now, the latest of these rehabilitated shooters has been released into the wild, bounding across the fields in search of flags to capture. Yep. Unreal Tournament 2004 is available to download for free with Epic's approval, meaning it will not be taken down. This was made possible by the Old Unreal, a long-running community support project dedicated to keeping Epic's early shooters alive. The plans for reviving Unreal Tournament 2004 were announced at the end of last year, detailing a simultaneous game release and a community patch. Grabbing the game for yourself is slightly more complicated than usual. Like Unreal Gold or OG Unreal Tournament, the original disc image for a UT24 is hosted on the Internet Archive, as an old Unreal is not allowed to host the game outright, but it is allowed to host an installer that will download the game from said archive, which you can access here. Once you download the installer and retrieve the full game, you then need to mosey over to the GitHub to pick up the Old Unreal community patch for 2004. Man, I'm gonna leave the instructions in here if y'all want to install this shit. Y'all want to play it. If you never played this and you broke, This is one of my favorite first-person shooters, man. I think I told this story on stream a long time ago, but in case you hadn't heard it, this was the first PC shooter I ever played back in the early 2000s when I was either in middle or high school. I got picked to be part of this community science. Microsoft had donated like some PCs to my YMCA, my local YMCA, and then they gave us like some class to teach us how to become a game developer. It was like a coding class, and it was like an online course, and we got donated PCs, and I got to take home a gaming PC for free for 1 year. In exchange, I would attend these online courses to learn how to develop a game. And guess what I did? I didn't attend a single fucking class, and I played Unreal Tournament, nigga. I was so hurt when they confiscated that shit. They was like, you didn't do nothing in class? No, what you gonna do, sue me, nigga? I was playing Unreal Tournament and the Halo demo, nigga. Real gamer shit, bro. I tell you, man, I went to one class. I went to one class and I said, this ain't it, man. This shit too hard. And I played Unreal Tournament for it because they wasn't checking, bro. They was not checking if we was doing our work and shit, bro. Man, fuck that class, dog. I play Unreal Tournament, so I have very fond memories of me finessing the system back in the day. This game was a great shooter, man. This shit was fucking great. He tried to finesse them. I would have too. Blood goes 24/7. You know it. You fucking know it, bro. The Halo demo was great, man. One of the greatest demos of all time because you could play that shit online with your friends. I think it had like 1 or 2 maps on that bitch, and we played the fuck out of them 1 or 2 maps. One of them was Blood Gulch, which goes back to what I was saying earlier in the stream. I think one of the conversations that's hard to have is this gluttonous behavior that we've developed because the internet moves so goddamn fast. People are like more. And it gets to a point where it's like, yeah, it's crazy for me to say I was happy with playing Blood Gulch 24/7 for fucking free back in the day versus nowadays people will play a free-to-play game and bitch, it's not enough game modes or some shit like that, right? We do got to have a conversation like, yo, are we becoming too consumerist as society? Are we doing too much? We had a coding class in the military, unnecessary. I was like, this shit whack as hell. So TBH is a game developer. How you feel about Halo CE's remake? You got to ask Ethos that shit. I'm a fake game dev. If anyone in the chat was considering game development as a career, let me tell you, reconsider. You got to have a real passion for that shit. You can't be in it for the money because you ain't going to be making a lot of money. Unless you become like a CEO of one of these companies. You got to actually own the studio, but then you also taking on the risk owning a studio. And you see nowadays people love to watch shit crash and burn. But it is what it is, man. If y'all want to play it, did I drop the link in the chat? In case I didn't drop it. Hold on, let me do it. I don't know if I dropped the link in the chat. If you want to install it, the instructions are in the article. You do got to read. You got to read a little bit, but the instructions are in the article. What else I got for you? Oh, we were just talking about the Ramageddon and how there's one positive thing coming from it. And that's game developers are going to have to optimize their games knowing that people can't afford anything nowadays. But there's a slew of bad things. Those bad things include the air is being poisoned. Us, the consumer, are having a hard time being able to purchase these things, which gives the corporations more control. They're poisoning the water supply. They're poisoning the air. They're taking jobs. Also, I'm gonna be honest, the AI technology is nothing to rave home about. It's fucking stupid. Apple Intelligence sucks. Copilot fucking sucks. ChatGPT, they just introduced ads into that shit. Is way more bad shit happening than good. Then you got the AI slop videos. Don't go on Facebook. Your mama on there posting all types of slop. And we now have another negative for the Ramageddon. As you can see, costs almost $1,000 to get this 64 gigabytes of RAM. It is now cheaper to play real life first person shooters than Battlefield 6. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You can get an M16, an AR for $550. But the RAM costs more. Welcome to 2026, baby. This shit is fucking crazy, bro. On Sezzle too. What the fuck is Sezzle? Oh, is that like a firm? Yeah, for 4 payments of $137 a month, you can get a goddamn AR instead of using an AR in Call of Duty. This shit is fucking crazy, man. This shit is fucking crazy. You said check it out. Nah, right. Who I want to know who did the research for them. I want to know because I mean, as sad and funny as this is, at the same time, I want to know what school shooter looked up this fucking info. Check their hard drive. America, fuck yeah.